Welcome to this full moon reading in Pisces. I'm going to keep it simple today. I just brought one crystal, this beautiful pink tourmaline, and one deck, my favorite deck, the Mystical Tarot. This is a collective reading, so it may and may not resonate with you. It may resonate some parts, others don't. Just be kind with the messages that don't resonate and leave it for the others because they're not for you. Good? Okay. So this full moon, I listen to a lot of astrology podcasts. Anyway, I'm not an astrologer. Astrology is just like tarot, a very deep world. The more you dig, the more you have to reflect and learn from. So it's a study of a lifetime. But what I've been hearing astrologers that I appreciate talking about this full moon is that it close. I'm already with the new moon in Libra in my head. This upcoming full moon in Pisces, it closes a circle of full moons, of super full moons. That means that the moon is closer to the earth, so you feel the orbit of the moon, so you could feel a deeper, a more intense experience. We all know that full moons close cycles, the cycle of the moon itself, and then cycles that reflect within ourselves and outside ourselves in our manifested reality. Just gonna read the cards that dropped. Wow, a lot of emotions. Actually, I gave a private reading yesterday that it had these exact same cards, so I'm not gonna pay too much attention for them. Just gonna read it superficially and then I'm gonna shuffle back, okay? But this may resonate for some of you. As this full moon closes a cycle that might be a bit heavy on the body, because Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. It has a little bit of all the energies of the other zodiacs, and also it can be felt throughout the body as an intense experience. You might be feeling a little bit tired, a little burnout, a little bit sick. You don't know what's into you. You feel like, what is this? Why? Where does all this weight come from? And when the body tells you to rest and to stop is also always a good decision to do it. Okay, for some of you, you might be on the verge of making a really good decision for yourself, a really good choice. In the past, you may have not known, the path may not be so clear, but now it's clear as water that there are two paths and you can only take one. And you're going to choose the one where you are most valued, where you feel emotionally stable, and where you can learn and evolve from spiritual. That means you have people surrounding you, they're above you spiritually, they're not below, so you can learn from them. So you can rest a little bit, and instead of being the teacher, you can be the student. How beautiful is this? Well, good for you, whatever it resonated. For some of you, it can be also a new love, a new job. Okay. But just tune in a little bit with the full moon in Pisces energy, dissolving the energy of Neptune. All these planets are retrograding. Also a good opportunity to reflect, to pause, to rest, to create space. Unless you really know the path, like the cards I read before, if that message resonated for you, all good. If not, maybe now it's not the time to make decisions unless you already know it. If you don't know it, allow yourself not to know. It's a time really to reflect. I also feel like many illusions are going to be dissolved. There's a lot of karmic upheaval in this closing of this full moon because it closes cycles. So there's a lot of release, and things that have been way up in the air are now falling into their places, and that means karma, that means action and consequence. So we are now reaping the consequences of what we have planted. Yeah, like I said previously about being tired. So this full moon in Pisces brings a lot of accountability, responsibility. So some things may come up to the surface. In order to be closed, they need to be maybe old things, old wounds surface, so you can look at them in a different way. Because this way is not a way to follow through any path. This is too heavy. See? All these ones, 10 of wands, this is too heavy for one person. You don't go far. You don't go far alone. You don't go far with this perspective that everything is really hard and super intense, and you have to make all this effort to prove yourself. The right people, the right context will never ask you to prove yourself. They know you. They look through you and they know your worth immediately. This happens when we are being taken advantage of. Also when we take advantage of others. Whatever end of the stick you are, think twice. Because it's coming to a full end. This tactic, it doesn't work anymore. It just doesn't work. You are learning. Wow, there's a lot of masculine energy in this reading. You are learning. One more time. This card, they call it the Pope is not actually the Pope, it's the Hierophant, it's different. Doesn't appear that often in readings, and lately it's been appearing in almost my readings, like private readings, collective readings, when I read for myself. It's all over the place, this energy. This is Taurus energy, and you have to remember that Uranus is in Taurus, and that is a big present. We've all been feeling it. It's what made the pandemic possible, is this improvisability in whatever we think it's rigid, whatever we take for granted, wherever we think it's always there. Well, think again, it's not. So it's not a good idea to set things on stone, to be rigid in the way you think, to be very demanding of others, like this is right, this is wrong, I am right, you are wrong. It's not a very good idea to bring this energy into the full moon. You can, however, do it if you have to, but I think you're going to be crushed. The environment, the people around you, you yourself, it's like I've said, these tactics, they don't work anymore. So you're meant to dissolve everything that is already too much, and you want to put even more load. It just won't work. You won't be able to pull it off. Be kind to yourself, to others. Be honest. Some people are going to get their karma served. Oh, yes, they are. Yeah, exactly. Once again, so it was on top of the deck, on below, and it repeats itself. I shuffled, and I ended up in the same place. What does this remind you of? One more time. Karma, repetition. It's not just the action itself, but it's the intention behind the action that matters. If your intention is good, you will reap good consequences. If your intention is bad, you'll reap bad consequences. For example, there's this story I was reading on Sadhguru book about karma the other day, and so there's two friends, and they're on a Sunday evening well, they're going to do something wrong, so they're going to a prostitute. And while they're walking the streets, they pass by this, I don't know, this park, this area, whatever. There were this assembly, and there was this guru. He was reading the Bhagavad Gita, and everybody was listening. So one of the friends immediately feels bad of where he's going, and he says, no, I better stay here and listen to the Bhagavad Gita story. But the other friend just decided to keep his intention and go wherever he was going to, so he went to this prostitute. The man that stayed listening to the Bhagavad Gita, while he was listening to the Bhagavad Gita, he was not actually listening. He was drenched in envy of his friend that was having a good time. His friend was actually not having a good time. All the time that he was there with the prostitute, he was just kept thinking of admiration for his friend. His friend was so wise. He made the right decision. He was listening to the scriptures. What a good friend. What a good man he had as a friend. Meanwhile, his friend was drenched in envy, hating him for choosing to go with the prostitute. So, which one do you think accumulated more heavy karma? The one that listened to the Bhagavad Gita or the one that went to the prostitute? Of course, these examples are extreme to the intention to tell a story and convey a lesson. So sometimes you might do a good thing, but the intention, the good action, but the intention is to create conflict. It's to exclude others instead of being inclusive. The King of Cups asks us to be inclusive, to be kind, to master your emotions, to take in considerations everyone else's emotion, not just yours, because after all, a king rules a kingdom. And in the kingdom of the King of Cups, everyone is happy. Everyone is merciful. Everyone knows the power of gratitude, forgiveness, and acceptance. So, those of you, Seven of Swords, that have been, pardon my English, fucking around with kindness, with truth, with love, making actions with intentions to harm others, to create conflict, to exclude others, whether your actions are based on rage or envy or whatever, well, you're being asked to reconsider, because it's paying time. You're going to lose. Five of Cups is losing what you was already lost, and what you thought you were going to win. You get nothing. It's not enough. Maybe some of you, if you're on the end of the stick of envy, maybe some of you will feel like, well, I've tried this hard, and I still don't have enough. Because when you try too hard, the feeling of plenty has to be taken in consideration. There comes a point where you have to have plenty, you have to have enough, that you don't need more. But have to rest upon whatever you have conquered for yourself. It doesn't have to be a material thing. It can be just peace of mind, time to rest, feeling good about yourself. Any practice that makes you feel like you are evolving, becoming a better person. This full moon will highlight a bit of emotional and intense feelings we all have been feeling since the first supermoon that was in Taurus. And a lot of things happened emotionally inside of us. We might thought we liked people we actually don't like. You might thought you don't like people that you actually like. So emotions are being organized. Old karmic cycles are being closed. So dishonesty has no place. And this new moon in Libra, the new moon of partnerships. New moon in Libra, it's partnerships, they are fear. They are based upon truth. They are based upon alignment of visions. I think the same way you think about the world. How about we create something cool together? Before that, you need to know who you should partner up with. So that's why we've been doing this purging and this cleansing for the past months. And a lot of things has been happening in our personal relationships. Whew, this one wanted to pop up. So your advice in this full moon, take it slow. This is the slowest of the nights in the deck. It actually, some readers even say that it's not even moving, it's standing still. It's the only night that is standing still. Sometimes I feel like it's moving really slow. Actually now I feel like the way I want to read it today, like it's not moving. It's contemplating. I think it's contemplating what he had conquered. So there's a lot of gratitude in this card. This is your advice card, by the way, the energy you should tap into. There's a lot of gratitude. Like what I have now is what I've asked for like a year ago. So let me enjoy it instead of wanting more. Also, there's this aspect of contemplation, and this contemplation is the contemplation of the path. And this path that is contemplating is the individual path. Regardless, in yoga we believe the individuality and the self is one more illusion, because we wouldn't survive without our connection with the earth, the air, the water, the fire, without other people, without nature, whatever. Everything that surrounds us are completely, we are part of the system. It's a system of beings, and we are just one of them. And of course we're just a drop in the ocean, but allow yourself to be the drop. Be the drop. Doesn't matter if it's just a drop, just be the drop. So you're contemplating with gratitude your comfort, the comfort you have conquered. Some of you, you're contemplating money savings in the bank. Some of you are contemplating stuff that matters to you, and you are creating goals. After all, I can do this and this, so maybe I could make these goals so I could get here and there. And this is more from I've talked about our emotions previously, this is more about from a professional point of view. If you are career oriented, if having a career is something that matters to you, maybe you are contemplating on how to move forward. But still you are contemplating, so you're not acting on. Where I see action is in an emotional and spiritual way. But it's action that happens within. All this reading, and then on the outside manifested world, I would say it's a time to reflect. There are a lot of planets retrograding. So we should as well. You don't have to go backwards. You just have to contemplate where you are. And be thankful. Yeah. Be thankful. Some of you might get nostalgic. Some of you might be thinking about the past situations, like you had a past life before this one that you don't resonate that much, and you go back with daydreaming. There's a lot of daydreaming possibly with this moon. It's in Pisces. But you're being very pragmatic about your life. Virgo energy, Virgo collective energy in this year, in the Virgo season still. So you maybe be, putting all your ducks in a row, paying your bills, getting your house organized, taking care of the kids stuff or the pet stuff or your garden or whatever you take care of, or yourself as well. Yeah. This is good advice. Okay, usually never easier. There's some people in the back. I'm a bit shy reading now. Okay. Some of you, and this is very specific, are letting go of it was a very beautiful relationship, Two of Cups. Two people in the same vibe, they're aligned with each other, they're in contact with their emotions, they're showing vulnerability to each other, but there's this sadness, like it's not enough. It doesn't make me happy enough. I have bigger goals. I want different things. And so one of you leaves without wanting to explore more. And yes, there was a little bit more to explore, but some of you, either both of you or just one of you, felt like, I don't think there's enough, enough love to explore this, or enough chemistry to explore this, or enough friendship, whatever is it that you value in a romantic relationship. Some of you, and this full moon will end this cycle. There's this loss, this sadness. Grief is part of the process of ending a relationship. But guys, I think it's beautiful. I truly think it's beautiful to end a relationship in the full moon. It shows that you are cosmically aligned with the moon, with the universe. You are closing cycles in the right time, and this is what everything about Dharma is about, is that you do the thing you need to do when you are meant to do it, in the way you are meant to do it. That is your life purpose. The small things don't have to be a big thing. So you don't extend a relationship to the point where it's not even meant to exist anymore. And this is ending, sorry, just let the car pass. And this is ending on emotional basis, like you are in connection with your emotions so much that you feel that is not enough for you. There's some piece missing. This person doesn't fulfill you emotionally, or you don't fulfill them emotionally. That doesn't make a bad relationship. I see a beautiful relationship here. Okay, there's an aspect, at least an important aspect of it, that is beautiful. Okay, let's ask for some others. What are you letting go? Because not all of you are ending relationships, please. Let's not all be single at the same time. Okay. Well, some of you are leaving behind a perspective that you had about a situation, about a specific situation, then you will know what this situation is, where you had a lot of faith. You had a lot of faith, you had a lot of enthusiasm, you probably over-exceeded yourself in doing stuff to promote this or to help this or to build this, whatever it is. But still, now you kind of feel like you regret. Okay. The Hangman and the Knight of Wands upside down. It's like you regret a little bit all the passion and effort you put into this, whatever it is. And you're seeing things in a new perspective. You're changing your mind. Maybe you're changing the way you think or your judgment about this situation. Things are not what they seemed to be, and this is a very specific imprint of a full moon in Pisces. Things are not the big dream they promise to be. There's this dissolving of this Neptunian energy that is very dreamy, very... you cannot grasp it. You couldn't grasp it if you wanted. That's why the Hangman feels a bit dizzy. Either you put yourself here so you can see things from afar, from a different perspective, or either life put you here. You're like, uh-oh, okay, God, yeah, okay, yes, not what I was thinking. And your advice here is rest. Rest upon these ideas, these new conclusions, meditate, reflect upon it. Don't take any decision. Just sometimes information comes to us just so we know. We don't have to rush and do stuff with information or tell this and this, blah, 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 or do this and this action to show that you think da da da. Just digest it. Is a good time to digest now. It's a good time you have something to digest on. Good. And the outcome for this full moon in Pisces is the closing of the cycle itself. Woo! Have the World card. The cycles that you are closing might be cycles that regardless, it can be related to astrological aspects in your chart. It can be related to your age. For example, you're closing, cycles of 7 years in your life. Just depends how old you are. Some of you are closing cycles of living in a specific country and you're deciding to move back to another country. Some of you are closing cycles of studying, like for example, if you're in university, if you are finishing any type of graduation at this moment or in the upcoming, it doesn't have to be the upcoming week because the full moon leaves an imprint after the full is completed. And there's this renewal. And this renewal in love, for some of you, it's a renewal in self-love. For others of you, it's a renewal in allowing yourself to be open to other people, other connections, other partnerships. It doesn't have to be romantic relationships. It's just the human the way we relate to each other it's infinite. So romantic connection is just one of the possible relationships you can have with each other. Anyways, I don't want to take love out of you, so for some of you, yes, you can get a new boyfriend, a new girlfriend. That's gonna be awesome because it's the Ace of Cups, it's blessed by the universe, and it's a new beginning, and it's a big beginning, and da 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 da. Others of you, is this sense of belonging to life, that you belong to yourself, you feel good about yourself, you feel good about your life, and you feel good that this damn cycle is ended. And man, you have learned a lot. If you end a full moon cycle with one major arcana that is the World, this is the last card of the major arcana, divine intervention, and then the Ace of Cups, also an ace, is divine intervention. It's like the universe is watching down to you and your life, and you are so much love, and the universe goes like, you know what, girl, you know what, boy, whatever, if you're a man or a woman, doesn't matter. I'm going to give you this reward. I'm going to make things fall on your lap. I'm going to make things work and be easy and be joyful, and you've done the good work. Like, congratulations, here's your is your reward. Man, what a beautiful way to end this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this reading, please feel free to hit the like button or subscribe my channel so you are always up to date with new readings. If you feel like to leave a comment, feel free. If you like a private reading, you can always contact me in Instagram. I give private readings online, also presential, in English and in Portuguese. Just let me know. Beijinhos.